so many hours since that match. I'm sure they're fine now. But honestly, OverGaming are a very, very different team to Virtus, and they play very, very slow T-style, which is really interesting because NIP also have quite a slow and very passive CT style overall. We saw NIP actually previously trying to go quite aggressive very often on Banana, which is something new from them. Usually they settle with the middle smoke on Banana, and it was very rare before. So this is very smart. Love it. So this is the reaction. Just wait there. If they start running, just stop. Yeah. That's the good stuff. But yeah, I mean, NIP, they started switching things up on Banana against Virtus Pro. I wonder if this was specific to Virtus Pro, or whether, you know, we're gonna and you know, if we'll see their normal middle Banana smokes, or if they read OverGaming as this, you know, such a pick heavy team, they'll play it like they play against Fnatic, where they basically just stay in the site the entire game on the B side. So let's check out the odds now between these two guys and see what you guys think, because we have 31% on e-gaming bets and 36% for OverGaming. So it's kind of a... I'm not sure, actually. I actually feel like it should be better for OverGaming with the results that they've had recently, and NIP not having... well, on a bit of a losing streak at the moment.
Yeah, I definitely feel there should be at least more 40-45% maybe for OverGaming. They are starting on the T side, so they're going to have to start off with their nice slow methodical play here. Even on the pistol round, you can see they haven't really pushed too far up. NIP against Virtus Pro, they played 4 on A. This time round they're playing 4 on B, and really aggressive down Banana. They're literally limiting where OverGaming can go. They know they play slow, so they're just going to push down Banana. They know they can take it for free.
And let's get right. So patient as always. Going to finally make a slight movement towards slope. As we can see on the overview, there are a couple of players there. There's Moose and Bonnie. Get right, going to whiff all those shots and fall back. But they did spot the players, so information has been gained. Going to just annihilate Moose and Bonnie. As we do have OverGaming just waiting. That's what they do best also. And here we go. Get right, going to push in again. Does actually get cut off there. And they are going to run into 2 more players down Banana. And instantly they're going to think to themselves, let's go A, after seeing so many of the players there. And we're going to see Flippin open up with an entry onto Forest, and OverGaming looking very good for this bomb plant now. We do have Fiflerin in the distance, and Fiflerin just has to wait for his teammates now to make this retake attempt. And Freiburg does have a kit, so they don't have to rush this.
NIP, they do have a bit of time on their side here because, of course, they do have that kit. The Farron will get dropped as now Exist and Freiburg try and go in, but Freiburg does fall. Exist picks up 1, but he's now 1 versus 3, getting tagged down very low, does end up falling. And OverGaming take the pistol round and gonna get a nice lead to start things off here.
Yeah, it's certainly going to feel very good for them. And NIP obviously on the pistols. Oh, well, okay, we're going to see a couple of scouts coming into play, so a couple of them not going to be on the pistols, really. Gera and Exist scouting. We saw them try this previously. Virtus Pro reacted very well to it, but we'll have to see how OverGaming managed to do. And
not very well.
Very well, indeed. Moose and Barney going down straight away to Exist scout. Going to try to go for the peek on second mid. Not shy at all. I mean, he's got no cover from that angle, but he's just presuming that they won't re-peek, and they didn't, so good stuff there from Exist.
Giving his team early advantage into this second round. It's one they need, considering they are up against Galil's and AK's Exist, though playing really patiently, still waiting for this push. Gonna get aim punched, but he does get the tag onto Kyrie, so this scout has definitely been worth it so far.
So just waiting for OverGaming to make a move now. They know they've done a good portion of damage, and they've thinned out the ranks. They will make the OverGaming rush weaker. And OverGaming at this point realize that they have to go together. This is actually a really smart way to play against how OverGaming do enjoy playing generally, which is the slow game. Just picking them off at distance before they actually combine together for a push. And that's what the scouts do best. Get right going in here as the push comes in, gets a tag through the smoke, and we see a couple players really weak now for OverGaming as they march their way down through long. Fiflerin and Get Right both going to find themselves kills. Kyrie coming in from the back to defend the flank. And Get Right going to get taken down as well. So here is Forest now in the site with that Deagle. And they might not know he's here, and Flippin going to go down as Exist lands another shot. I think Exist got like 5 scout shots off that landed, that connected in that round. So really well played by NIP already. It's crushing OverGaming with that double scout buy.
And that shows how strong the scout buy can be. Exists there, more or less won his team the round with the early headshot and then the damage later on as well. Worked out so well for the Swedes as Exist going to go for this peak again. He knows that OverGaming are on a small buy, so this is a free challenge. But have they learnt their lesson? It looks like OverGaming have.
So NIP are just waiting for some contact here, and OverGaming pressuring towards apartments fairly heavily. NIP going to feel this. They have pretty defensive positions. They've got an interesting line here. You can see Fifferin there at quad with Exist, who has the scout, and then all the way to graveyard is Forest. So with the AK, so Forest is, you know, in the most far back position. That AK is not easily retrievable, as we do get some action towards the bottom banana, and that's going to be easily held off by Freiberg there with the FAMAS. And OverGaming, they do take down Get Right though. I mean, so that is something so far. Let's see if they're able to get one more. It would be very nice for them. No, we're going to go for the peek here, but look, I think we do have Fifferin perhaps on the angle here. There it is, on the angle. Wow, great shot there from Lowell. Does manage to take down Fifferin, and Forrest going to think about that weapon that was dropped now for Fifferin. Does want to prevent that getting picked up, but I'm not sure if he can from that position. Forrest has a lot to do here.
Spots one jump down. Exist will get that one with the scout. Forrest now peeks onto Alex, picks up that frag, and now it's just down to Musambani. He's going to get spotted out there by Forrest. The spray will come in. And can Exist get a better weapon? Yeah, he picks up an M4 at the end there. So great round from NIP. They did lose 2 members. One of them was Get Right, who only had an MP9 though. So it's a pretty okay loss for him, I guess. As OverGaming now going to have to eco one more, because they can't get the economy going. They lost their second round. That hurt them big time.
Yeah, Forrest still holding on to that AK. It's really nice. Get Right actually just on a Deagle, which is quite cool. I guess he just wants to, you know, save that bank. What is he on right now? He's on 1700. So, all right, Get Right's economy not super great. We'll have to see what OverGaming have to show in this round. They are on basically no investment whatsoever. That was a pretty chunky nade right there. That's a lot of damage going on to Alex and Musambani. Musambani almost died from just a grenade. That shows you how damaging it can be when there's no armor. And OverGaming trying to make their way, or position their way to a push on middle, but I don't feel this is going to go so well. In goes the Molotov there from Exist, and the spray rains down. OverGaming can barely get themselves through that choke point as they are denied by the fire, and they are going to have to back away after losing 2 players and having 3 remaining who are significantly weakened.
And there we go. Get Right gets the headshot with the Deagle. He's going to get another one here, maybe. No, that one will be Forrest. Get Right. He spots the arm of Kyrie, knows exactly where he is. Finishes off the round. And that nade did so much early damage. It just made the NIP job a lot easier as OverGaming pushed the A site. But now they can buy. They've got a good amount of grenades, a lot of flashbangs, a lot of smokes. So we'll see what they can do with this.
Forrest actually picking up the AWP here. He's got a good spawn, so he might just go to apartments with this, or he can just go for the mid pick. Going to go for the mid pick here, and he's got a good angle, but does get flashed. It's very, very well placed, well timed flash by OverGaming. They are pushing him really fast. Forrest, great reaction shot there onto Alex, and Lowell going to be coming on the angle, but he's smoked off now, and that was very well handled by NIP, by Forrest with his reactions and his teammate to smoke down the angle. And we are going to have things settle down a little bit now, as OverGaming do feel out the rest of the map, in particular Banana.
That was really good timed aggression from OverGaming there. They knew Forrest had just rattled off a shot and missed, and he was flashed. So they did try and rush him down, but unfortunately it wasn't quick enough. He was still able to get a shot off, and it meant that Alex did fall. Now NIP, they've smoked off Banana. OverGaming, they still have 50 seconds to work with. They are getting ready with their smokes of their own, waiting for this one from NIP to go. There are only 2 CTs on this site. We see the smokes come in now. Get Right ready with this flashbang. Freiberg with 1-2. As OverGaming make their approach now. Exist has come around from CT. Get Right gets one. And Exist and Freiberg making easy work. It's just flipping left now. Exist coming in. Clean that one up in a very safe round there from NIP.
Yeah, pretty good stuff. I mean, Forrest, it could have really gone downhill there if Forrest had been picked, but he didn't. He actually got the quick scope, and he managed to, you know, keep himself alive with the help of his teammate. And that was really the play that OverGaming could have exploited. They tried to, they failed, and then they didn't know where to go. They really honestly didn't know what to do. They didn't try to take apartments or anything, but we're going to see them actually push up Banana here very fast with the pistols. They do take a couple kills, so it's looking really good for them to get onto that site. But the bomb, what happened is up in mid still, and NIP have swarmed around it. They just set up base in middle on top of that bomb. And we do have Kyrie and Lowell remaining. Kyrie does have himself an AK, and he's going to be coming back from actually the back hit kind of from Banana. So I feel like he's able to get anything. Aim punch doesn't make it difficult.
No, just Lau 1 versus 3. OverGaming, they did some economical damage though. Kyrie single-handedly picking up 2 kills on Banana. But don't know why the bomb was in that position there. It was a strange place for it to be. And maybe almost cost OverGaming a round, or at least denied them the plant.
Yeah, that was definitely a plant for them. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it. I mean, the bomb was just in no man's land.
B-site was so open as NIP pushed really aggressive down mid. But we're into another buy round here, as OverGaming, again, they've got a good amount of grenades here, but they need to use them to effect. As NIP playing 3 on the B-site this time.
They actually moved Exist here, so they can actually throw the smokes. Exist can smoke next, and then they can leave, who is it, Get Right with his smoke there. Fryberg actually has a smoke as well still, so that was a smoke from CT, I think.
Yeah,
so
from Forest, maybe.
So yeah, that's going to be smoked forever. They've got this deep hold on Banana, much like they did against Virtus. And this is actually really strong against OverGaming too, because OverGaming don't play a fast style. They play a style where they use the map control. They wander all over their areas of the map, but basically they are being forced to go up middle, to go into apartments, and NIP already know this. They have the read now. They know what they are forcing them to do, and they can play off of that. As we see the nades going in towards A here, towards middle, and the counter grenades are also coming from NIP.
But OverGaming now slow walking their way into apartments. 2 members are going to come up from mid, but Fiflaren going to try and stop this one. He spotted one, not sure if he saw the second there, but Forest has eyes on apartments. The flashbangs are going to go out. As they go and jump out, there was an incendiary grenade going down in hit as well. Forest going to get one in there as well. Gets a second. He will go down, however. And now Kyrie and Musambani are the last 2 remaining. They're going to get the bomb down. And then it's all about the 2v2 defense.
There you go. Here comes Fryberg.
2v1
Snaps
now.
the first. And we do have Kyrie just creeping around there with the AK. Up against 2. He's still looking at his flank. But in they come from quad. The 2 players. Get right in Fryberg. Going to absolutely destroy him there on the side. Not much for him to do. And easy defuse there for NIP as they get one more round in the bag, and the economy after the plant should be alright, and they can get a nice buy in, but still things are looking quite grim for them. They can't quite seem to find a good solution to how NIP are playing CT. They are losing banana control repeatedly, and the plays that they're making on top of that, it's just not, I mean, they're always playing into NIP setups as NIP have planned it. So they are trying to throw something into the mix here. They want to take bananas aggressively to try to combat this this strategy that NIP has been running. But in comes Get Right. None other than Get Right in with a quick peek there from the pop flashes of Fryberg. They will actually take him down.
Kyrie, he did take a big hit there. 4 HP left. Something to note is if they now go to this A site, Exist is sitting there with an auto sniper. So that's going to be a huge disadvantage for OverGaming, though. Exist is rotating towards B now.
So they forced the 2-2 split. This is the first time that OverGaming have been able to force NIP to react instead of the other way around, which is how it should be as a TCT dynamic. That's something that is an inherent element of the game that you should be taking advantage of. But thus far, NIP, with the way that they've been running Banana, they have been denying that from OverGaming. But now, OverGaming, they are able to hit a site 4 versus 2. It couldn't get more ideal for them than this.
The smoke will go out, so that denies Fiflaren any vision, but he's getting ready with this fire. And now the T's, they can't push through this to Arch side. Quad is smoked. Arch is fired. The fire will go whilst the smoke still persists, but they're going to wait for that to disappear. Kyrie just pre-firing. He's not going to be at all of much use in the rush. He's only on 4 HP, but Nosmu Sambani now, or Alex, as they both do fall. The bomb's been dropped. Forest sees where it is. And Kyrie will now get taken down. It's all down to Flippin, 1 versus 4. He had no chance there. He was surrounded as NIP get their 7th round on the board now. And OverGaming can still keep scraping buys out, but Just for how long and how effective are these going to be?
And again, the nades are really important as well. You really need to be getting those nades. You've got to be careful not to force too often that you can't get nades as a tease. And that round was definitely advantage over gaming. Absolutely. After the start, after they did the trade there on Banana, they could have hit a site 4 versus 2, but they were a little bit too slow up, and they allowed NIP to work out what was happening and take a couple risks here and there. And it was relatively safe from them. They found ways to make it safe, and after being delayed by the fire and the smokes for so long, OverGaming lost their advantage, and NIP managed to overcome them. So they've got to try to avoid getting delayed so much by NIP's grenades when they are in an advantageous situation. And Exist already going to gun down Alex in middle, so the Scar coming into play.
Yep, able to just fire some shots down mid, and they connected onto Alex, and they ended up getting the frag. As now OverGaming a man down. They do have relative control of Banana up until Carl, where you'll usually find it smoked off anyway. So it's good that OverGaming have got this far, and it looks like they're going to be committing to this 4 versus 2. But NIP have a really nice crossfire setup, and now they go towards the back of the site together, and they will happily wait for OverGaming to come in.
Eaton potty setup for Freiburg and Get Right. Let's see how well it serves them as OverGaming spill into the site from Banana. Waiting for those flashes to pop, checking all those spots, but soon they're going to run into this two-man setup at the back of the site. In they come. Get Right to get one, and a second one as well. Freiburg does go down, and Get Right still in action, but he will get taken out finally, as it does become a 2-on-1 situation. Now the dust has settled, but Musa and Barney, pulling out the grenade at the wrong moment, and there is the shot from Exist, clipping through the wall to take Musa and Barney out, and that's going to be the defuse again. So good save there from NIP, and OverGaming still cannot bring themselves to get another round.
They got so close there, Musa and Barney in the 1 versus 2, but unfortunate enough to have a grenade out just as Exist was coming towards him, scoped in, and again they can get a buyout because they got the bomb down. Got a good amount of grenades behind them. They were used to good effect there, but it came down to aim at the end, and Exist able to pull that one through. They just couldn't get rid of 2 players on the site quick enough as 2 members fell, and Exist, again, an early frag here, but they do get the return onto him, so that's pretty big. They've lost the auto sniper already, and Forrest now going to react with a frag onto Flippin and fall back towards Pit.
So Exist getting very bold there in middle after the first pick, going for the re-peek. Not giving OverGaming the respect they deserve, and they did exploit that. They are a player down though, so for OverGaming things definitely are going to be difficult here from here on out. They just have to find the right way to attack into NIP. We can obviously see that, as we can see where everybody on NIP is, A is not the place to go. They had a nice crossfire. In fact, NIP actually going to fall back a little bit. Biffling going to spot a player, does take the kill, and now can safely fall back with the frag. That puts it to a 2-on-4, and look at this. We're going to see OverGaming now just try to consider whether they should actually even make their way back at this point. But NIP have now adjusted. They've put 2 to either side to account for such a possibility, and OverGaming, this is their time.
If they're able to get a first pick here onto this A site, it becomes a lot easier for them to win the round. But Get Right is lagging behind them in mid and slowly reducing their options. They get the first onto Forrest. Going to come in here. Kyrie pre-firing. Does flick round to Fifth Laren, but Freiburg holding strong from Library. 1 versus 2 now. Kyrie is going to get the bomb down. So, or is he? Doesn't know where to look. He's trying to get bullets off. Has to switch his gun. He does find an AK. Is he going to get the bomb down second time round? Yes, he is.
He's so stressed right now. Could still do it, but there's no bullets left in the AK. I was just seeing, like, I was just running that through my mind of, like, just him doing the, I don't know, the maypole dance around the site trying to pick up another weapon there. If you would actually have made that work, it would have been a hilarious highlight clip, but it's not going to work in the end. And OverGaming are now looking at a 9-1 deficit. NIP crushing at the moment, and Exist going to, by himself, treat himself, just buy that Scar up again. And I wouldn't imagine that he wouldn't continue to be aggressive with it, because so far NIP is showing that they are starting to take some liberties in this match. They are feeling good.
Yeah, OverGaming haven't really punished Exist for getting this guy, except for in that last round. He's had it for about 3 or 4 in total now, and it looks like he could get another pick here. Kyrie just toying with him. He knows he's there now.
And usually you don't want to buy an AWP on the T side, but when you see a team who's trying to aggressively snipe you so much, it then actually becomes quite viable. And this is still something that NIP would never, ever, ever, ever do against Fnatic, for example, because they would be thinking that, well, JW is likely going to have enough anyway. But good entry kill on, well, good pick there, rather, from Musa and Barney, as OverGaming tried to make the entry up middle. It's definitely going to help their efforts, but Fiflerin might just provide some fire right there, and he does. Gets one kill. There is fire everywhere, like 2 Molotovs in that spot, and looks like the frags are going backwards and forwards. OverGaming now in a 2-on-2, and once again they have a great chance to take a round, but here we go, can they actually do it? Kyrie on the site with the plant, and his teammate Flippin is in the pit. Couldn't be a better setup for them.
Both teams, 2 players left. Freiburg has picked up a few grenades walking around towards quad side. Kyrie's going to deny it, get right, any passage through there without losing some of his life. He will get a frag onto Kyrie, however. And now Flippin 1 versus 2 from pit. They know where he is. Flippin trying to find this. Not able to get anything yet. The bomb is going down. He gets 1. Not able to get the second. Does Freiburg have time? He should do. 3, 2, 1. Just about. 10-1 though now in favour of NIP, and that was the closest OverGaming have got, I believe.
And Flippin really had that frag on Freiburg as well. So he's going to, if he watches this back, he's going to feel absolutely gutted. He couldn't just quite get the control of the recoil there for the burst and was missing a couple shots that should have easily finished off Freiburg. And that's going to result in a 10-1. OverGaming, though, you know, they have been creating good opportunities for themselves. There's been many rounds in which they found advantages or certain ways to attack into NIP that were working. Fiflerin with a push down the bench, going to find himself with a good frag onto Flippin. There's another one from Fiflerin as he spreads his wings, just charging down middle. And Lowell there in second mid is going to be feeling a bit naked because the rest of his teammates around the rest of the map are gone now. So got to be very careful about pushes from all over the place. And Freiburg pushing slope a little bit, going to take down Musa and Barney, drop the bomb. NIP are really low across the board though. There's 3 players who are quite weak.
Yep, OverGaming can definitely get 1 or 2 picks here. They're going to get the bomb now when Lau decides to pick it up. And now they need to make their decision as to where they go. There are 2 members weak on the A bomb site, and both are weak on the B site, but they faced the one guy that still had 100% HP, and that was Get Right, and it's an easy cleanup there for Exist. It's not looking good for OverGaming. They now trail 10 rounds, and this is a best of 1. It is the upper bracket, one of the upper bracket games. So the loser will go down to the lower bracket after this. They're not completely out of the tournament just yet. But OverGame, they really need to pull something out of the bag if they want to advance now.
Yeah, and I imagine Exist is going to get aggressive continually with this Sky. Yep, going to keep himself in an aggressive posture on middle. No. Oh, he's actually going to go in for a peek as well. They are flashed, but he can't get a single kill. And OverGaming might just charge up middle off the back. And Musa and Barney, sick frag through the smoke. And OverGaming springing forwards at this opportunity that has now presented itself. And they are just not stopping with the picks. There's only 2 members left now for NIP. As we do see some return kills, and it's actually a 2-on-3, so it's not looking too horrendous for NIP. But they have to they're making a bit of a gamble here, as they know where the bomb is. So both just going to stack themselves there. So really, it's not actually a gamble at all.
No, NIP do get the bomb because Flippin a little bit careless, pushing up by himself and exposing the bomb to NIP. And now OverGaming have to check every corner. They're going to have to re-smoke Arch off here and face Forest. And now 2 versus 2. Get Right has a good angle here as well, but Forest pre-firing round. Going to get pushed down, does get 1, gets the second as well. Really nice play from Forest there, being able to hold off versus 3 players.
Quad kill from him.
Yeah, 2 rounds left as well.
Forest is the man. Forest, yeah, pretty high. He's usually pretty high on the scoreboard, actually. The way NIP play this map, usually he's doing balcony and Fiflerin's doing quad, and Forest usually picks up a lot of kills because usually in the A pushes he's able to like drop off into pit, and it's like such a strong position. If you're a player with a lot of individual skill, you know, some good decision making, you can get loads of frags in that role. We're going to see once again NIP making their way down banana for the aggression, and there goes the deep smoke, and it might just be Moose and Barney to find himself between the smoke and with Kyrie, but actually they do manage to pick up the frags on Banana, and they are sprinting up there, and the rotation is coming in from NIP as we speak. We have Exist really, really close there, gets himself in construction straight away, and even if he doesn't push from here, denying this position is important. He's not going to do it. Just goes down to Moose and Barney, as the bomb is now going to drop as well. So it's all on to Fiffler and Forest for this retake.
And it's going to be Fifflaren to get the first frag now. But there are 2 men in construction. Fifflaren's going to push, gets one, not able to get the second. And now, I was going to say, if you wanted anyone in this situation, it'd be Forest. But Flippin says no to that one. And OverGaming get their second round on the board. And if they are able to get the third, then it will be best case scenario for them going into the second half. But now we're seeing Get Right with the AWP for the first time. He's got a really nice spawn for this mid peak. And OverGaming don't want to face that just yet. Fifflaren's going to go aggressive down Banana. They do throw flashbangs out. Freiburg has now joined him, but there's fire here, so they can't go any further. And behind that, there's smoke.
Fifflaren is actually going to move his way down with 3 teammates. I mean, they basically just left Get Right with an AWP on A alone. This is very unconventional from NIP. They do make it work though, making the push happen. They do pick up a couple kills as they bully their way through on the map, and the bomb does drop as well, and they're just closing up the map, just hunting down OverGaming now. And this last round for the first half, and it looks like OverGaming not to make more than 2 rounds is what could have been the hardest T side they have had in recent weeks against NIP. And this was a game where NIP, as they started to feel confident, I think around the 8-9 rounds mark, they actually started to get a bit more aggressive as well. And usually you wouldn't see that from them when it comes to, not just for the sake of we feel confident and we're just going to take risks. Usually you wouldn't see that from them if they're playing a team like Fnatic or some Titan or something like that, because you expect those sorts of things to be exploited. But NIP are playing against a team which they definitely perceive themselves to be better than.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that in the play. We saw Exist go so aggressive a couple of times. OverGaming actually cottoned onto that and were able to punish him for it a few times, but that didn't result in rounds because it was only 1 player. And we go into the second half, and it's that situation where if NIP win the pistol round, they're most likely going to win the whole game, because OverGaming, they're on the more expensive side. Their force buy will most likely be a scout maybe, or CZs, and it just won't be too strong.
It's certainly going to be hard to deal with. So let's hope for their sake that they never see that situation. But definitely I'd say that it's going to be more enjoyable to be playing the T's perspective here. And already Freiburg picks up a kill onto Kyrie. And they're not going to rotate anybody just yet, but they are pushing middle for some information at the moment. Lowell and Moose and Barney. This is actually really nice. They're going to go towards Banana, but they may actually be too far in the wrong direction now. Freiburg just tapping them down. Oh my goodness. Some great work with the P2000. And going to get taken out by Alex, but the push with the bomb is on top of the A site. So this should be game now, unless Alex pulls off
There's 2.
An ace, actually. Then no, there you go. So it's going to be 14-2 now. OverGaming, just oh my goodness! Like, it's such a hopeless position.
Yeah,
it's such a hopeless position,
and they're going to be forcing this one up. Try and deny this match point now. See, 5-7, P250s, and 1 CZ on Kyrie. They've got a few grenades in there as well, so they could maybe do something with those. As Kyrie's going to wait to throw that HE. I think it won't tag anyone up after he does throw it. Forest now trying to get a peek. Does still only have this USP in hand.
So far, not too much action found. Forest is still on the USP, so they might actually try to sack Forest. And in fact, that's what they're doing. He's the first man moving in a position. They're trying to assess whether there's a stack or not, which is the likely, or can be a likely play when the other team is doing an eco. And he's actually going to get a dink there, so nice stuff there from Forest. They can just let him continually do this until he dies, and they can obviously try to get the refrag. So we'll have to see how that goes. Just to follow Forest here, as they, they're just letting Forest do all the work at the moment. Finally, though, as they get enough position, in goes the rest of his teammates. Why not? As they've got a great position up long here, and they're going to go in for the frags. Forest very blind there. Poor Forest. So you see Freiburg there holding down Banana, and they might just double back towards Banana now. They've had a lot of resistance there. Even though Get Right makes a frag, they are going to go back for the B plate.
But OverGaming rotating 2 players over there straight away. One of them is Kyrie, and he could get a couple of frags now with this CZ. He does spot them. I'm not sure he knew exactly where Freiburg was. So it's going to come down to Alex with this 5-7. Gets dinked straight away. Trying to find some bodies to connect with, but not finding any. Musambani gets one, as he will then fall back round. 2 versus 3 though. The bomb will go down, and then it's on to OverGaming to try and retake this without any kits as well. Flipping gets one, so it's now 2 versus 2. Neither player looking too good for health. Musambani gonna fall down as Flipping, it rests on his shoulders. He's picked up an AK. He exists though at the back of this site. Flipping knows where he is. He heard the bullet go off, and there we go, Exist. Easy work for him. As Nip now on match point, and OverGaming, it's going to be more or less the same buy from them.
15 to do OverGaming, not with a fun Inferno for them, not even really getting a chance to play CT, as NIP will dominate so heavily on their CT side. And now we could quite see what could be the last round here, unless the Mag Scout, CZ, and 2 P250s do the job here for OverGaming. NIP just going for the picks at the start of the round, and OverGaming trying to use their grenades here. Freiburg actually will take a kill onto Kyrie, as OverGaming are looking for an aggression here down mid. Just get a spot, and that is going to cost Lowell his life, as we have NIP just waiting still for more players to challenge them.
Alex playing patiently on this B site from Coils, does spot one member of NIP, misses the first shot, connects the second. I believe that was Freiburg. He ended up hitting there. As now they're going to fall back into Musambani. He does have a Mag 7, so he could definitely do some work with this one. He hears that there are T's around the corner. The fire will have forced him away from that position. Were he in it, in the nice corner there. Flipping gets one elsewhere. Still on Musambani. He will drop as the A-bomb site now opens up. It is just Flipping on this site. He's got 4 terrorists coming towards him, but they are all tagged down. But Freiburg says no to that, gets the headshot, and now it's down to Alex. He has the USP in hand. And we'll see what he can do with this. The bomb's gone down for NIP, as Alex gonna try and use the scout. Gets one onto Forest, gets a second onto Exist, and now 1 versus 2. Flaren will clutch his team the match, 16-2.
Well, 16-2, it's a very dominant